Hello, and welcome to Stasis Pod, the Transformers Rescue Bots podcast. I'm Rob, and I cast a spell on you.
I'm Jen, and I guess I can also cast some spells sometimes if I feel like it.
I cast a deadly spell. I'm David.
I cast magic missile at the darkness. Okay, sorry.
And yes, this week we are all spellbound by episode 32 of Transformers Rescue Bots. This first aired March 22nd, 2014, and written by show favorite Margaret Scott.
Yay!
This is a really creepy episode, and I don't know that it's appropriate for small children.
This episode is upsettingly creepy. It's very much like, it's got those real Invasion of the Body Snatchers vibes. But there's also a bit of that old Batman the Animated Series two-parter, Heart of Steel.
Oh, yeah!
Where, Commissioner Gordon gets replaced by, a creepily emotionless robot.
Oh, so many great, references to things in that episode. And I was just at the right age to appreciate references to other things.
Yes. And but we open on a very low stakes sort of pastoral note. We are in Blossom Vale, which is a particularly picturesque section of Griffin Rock that is, very unspoiled.
Very pretty and very flowery.
Isn't that the name of a pony?
Probably.
This is entirely possible. Although, with that one, I would assume it would be V-E-I-L, not V-A-L-E.
There's definitely a Blossom, like a G1 pony.
Oh. Yes. So, everybody's sort of hanging around. Blades is using a waterfall's water slide.
He's
Heatwave's
having
attempting
so much
to skip
fun.
boulders.
Yes. But not Boulder, who is painting.
Yes.
Yes.
And of course, Chase is really just noticing that, there's 82% less litter here than everywhere else.
Yes. Yes, Cade and Heatwave are competing with skipping rocks, and it's going about as well as you would expect. Also,
Yes.
They apparently can't do anything without it becoming a competition, which seems right.
That pretty much tracks for those two.
Yes.
Yeah, and Graham says that we almost they almost made bulldozed this whole place to make a housing development.
It's a good thing they didn't do that.
But there's a problem now. Lassie's coming. He's told us that Timmy's fallen down the old well.
Oh no!
Or specifically, Kathy has fallen into the old Hawkins well.
This is a super dangerous well. It's just barely boarded over. You would think that it would be better than that.
How often do we see safe wells? Have you ever seen a safe well?
Well, no.
I've never seen a well.
Well,
actually, I have seen a well.
I've absolutely seen wells as someone who has lived in places not served by city water networks. But generally, you are not aware of safe wells because they do not need to come up in conversation. They're just there. They're functioning. You don't need to hear about them. They're underground. They're generally covered with a concrete lid, and they're just there. They work. Sometimes the pump might go out.
Yeah, but not this one.
No, this is an old well.
And we note that Kathy is. We were alerted to the loss of Kathy by previous episode villain Priscilla Pinch, snooty rich girl.
So now you definitely know that something sketchy is going on.
Yes.
Actually, at this point,
she's a child. She can't be evil.
At this point, my notes just say it's a fucking doll, isn't it?
Listen, we're sending our love down the well, Jen.
Yes.
My note was, it's a robot. But I was wrong.
That's fair. I mean, it's kind of a talking doll could be considered a very basic robot.
No.
So anyway, there's a whole perilous rescue sequence where first they try and lower Cody down, but then the well starts collapsing. So instead they have to arduously dig a gigantic hole next to the well. They get it out, and indeed Kathy is a talking doll, a limited edition talking doll. And
when they started digging this hole next to a well on an island, I expected it to start filling full of water, and this entire episode to be an Oak Island nonsense.
The mortal peril in this case is Cody being lowered down the well because it's too small for the adults, and this is perilous. Yes. So you have to get that mortal peril so you can start the episode.
So they've rescued the doll, but not only is it just a doll, nobody mentioned that, it's also dirty, so she doesn't want it anymore, because it no longer has a resale value.
So, I'm pretty sure you can press charges for this.
Well, this is where we're introduced to her mother, Madeline Pinch, voiced by Stacey Darrow, who does not have a lot of voice or acting credits, but she's a makeup artist.
Aha.
And as you would expect, she is filthy rich and also a total sociopath, because she's, don't worry about, this, I'll reimburse you for it. And she keeps calling him, she's calling him by his first name. I guess they probably went to high school together.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, possibly. I don't know. He seems like he would have been maybe a decade older or so, but she's just probably somebody who she is one of those people who, when you're working retail or something, will just read your name off the tag so she can just call you by your name as a obnoxious power thing.
Yeah, maybe.
I hate those people.
Yes, well, I like your robots. How much?
Gets out her checkbook.
Yeah. And no, absolutely not. You cannot buy these robots. Get the F out of here.
Also, before we get to that, in the course of digging into the well, I did notice that Chase also used his big toy accessory.
Yes, we're using those toy accessories.
Because I had mentioned before that only Heatwave seemed to use his, but this time Heatwave and Chase both got them out. Yeah. So very important, get your toy accessories in there. Buy these toys.
Boulder used it in one episode, and somebody else uses it. Well, there's a close-up of somebody else using a third tool in this episode. I don't really see who does it.
And meanwhile, the discarded Kathy is taken by Blades, and it tells him that it loves him, so he keeps it.
Aww. It's pretty adorable. It's like, I love you. And he goes, aww.
And then later the chief Chase thanks the chief for not selling us.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the chief's like, that's not something that, I would do, ever.
Just, please trust that that's not a thing that you ever have to worry about, because that would be messed up.
Yes, let us sidestep selling sentient life forms. There's other creepy shit in this episode to come.
Yep, yes. So cut to that now. So the chief and Cody are going for ice cream. And, even a Choco Atomic Blast can't quite soothe the burn that Cody has from the Pinches just dropping in and acting like they own the whole island, because they are terrible rich people.
Yes, rich people are bad. As we learn in this episode, the moral children
That's right.
is rich people are bad.
Well, she can't be evil. It's not like her character design looks like Mrs. Dr. Girlfriend.
Oh my god, it does.
Oh man.
Well, yeah, she's got a very similar 50s aesthetic going on.
Yeah, she looks like evil Jackie Kennedy.
Yes. Yes.
So he, there's a mysterious gold cell phone lying on a bench. It rings, and the chief, in what is a huge mistake, answers it because he thinks, oh, well, I'll find whoever owns this lost phone. But instead, he is immediately brainwashed.
Which
I would like to point out it is general InfoSec good practice to not just randomly carry around lost cell phones that you found, because that's how you get tracked and eavesdropped on. Also, apparently, how you get brainwashed.
Well, I mean, he is like a police officer, so he's probably going to take this to like the station Lost and Found.
Yeah, so it makes sense that he would pick it up being a police officer, but did he picks it up and that a cell phone transmits this brainwashing zombification thing? It's like, isn't that a plot point in a recent DC comic? And it's like the anti-life equation via phone? Well, then again, I'm asking a Marvel zombie. So.
Yeah, I was actually thinking of the Stephen King movies, or the Stephen King novel Cell.
I'm actually thinking of the last season of the Marvel Runaways TV series.
I think there's a J-horror movie that does that too, or at least one.
Is it One Missed Call?
You saw that, didn't you, Rob? Didn't you watch that?
Yes,
because
I did.
You warned me about the large amount of cleavage involved.
Wait, what?
I don't know if it was so much of a warning. Elizabeth Hurley is in it playing Morgan Le Fay, and she's wearing a fairly comics-accurate costume.
Yes.
Meaning
yes, she is.
That woman's taking pretty good care of herself.
But spoilers for that series, she releases some magical cell phones onto the world that hypnotize people in not quite the same fashion, but not too dissimilar. But I really like their aesthetic.
So
I would absolutely have a phone that's got like a Raven logo on the back.
Zombifying cell phones is a trope that's growing. It's not as annoying as last episode's you die in the game, you die in real life. It hasn't been used enough yet to be that bad.
I love you die in the game, you die for real.
But it is nonetheless a cliche in a degree, but the way it's used in this episode is good and creepy.
Now I have to look up, I guess I should have looked up last episode what movie that was like the actual oh, I guess that was Stay Alive.
Stay Alive.
You brought that up.
Yes.
That was literally the tagline for, that was like, this is terrible and hilarious.
Yes, 2006's Stay Alive. I remember that line was all over the ads.
I didn't even remember the name of the movie.
Jeez.
I just remembered that terrible, terrible tagline, that extremely cringy tagline.
I certainly remember it more than anything else about the movie. Apparently it starred Frankie Muniz from Malcolm in the Middle.
What? Yeah.
Yes.
Oh. Okay.
And also the guy who played Bunk on The Wire and Nobody Else I Know.
They should. You remember how there was that period when what was it? That Tom Cruise movie about being in a video game and having your save reloaded constantly. Edge of Tomorrow.
Edge of Tomorrow. That's a good movie.
Yes, it wasn't actually a video game.
And
it was just
released
using that rebooting thing, that isekai nonsense. But
it wasn't actually a video game, but that exactly what it made me think of when I would be like playing, for instance, Skyrim or Fallout 4. And I would die and go back to my old save and go through with that knowledge, and I would sort of think about that from like, a character perspective of like, I know this because I went through this before. So that's why I always associate.
It was based upon a manga, and is it based upon a book before that? But it was definitely a manga.
But there was that point when it was coming out on home video, which I call home video because I'm extremely old. They didn't actually change the title, but they put the tagline on it so prominently that everyone thought they changed the title.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's what the if you die in the game, you die for real makes me think of, because I couldn't remember the actual movie itself, but I remember that tagline. Live, die, repeat.
Yeah, which is a better title than the title it had, although it wasn't. The manga title was something different, too.
All You Need Is Kill.
Yeah, which is dumb, but at least that's a memorable title that I forgot. Sorry. Because Live, Die, Repeat is better.
Yeah, so the chief instantly becomes very brusque and unemotional, and he drops his ice cream, which was Chase's first clue that something was wrong.
Littering.
Yeah, he's littering. It's not okay. It's not right. I'm gonna let up on Chase being a narc for this episode.
So he is now evacuating Blossom Vale due to sulfur contamination. And Chase is he's trying to keep everybody calm by saying, do not be alarmed by the imminent danger. Everybody just flees in terror.
They're all okay up until then, and then they flee in terror.
Yes, do not be disturbed about the danger. Please take these lovely and decent throw pillows as you leave. Or zucchinis. They're zucchinis.
And also the chief finds a giant duffel bag full of these evil cell phones.
Yes.
Yeah, so they get back to the firehouse. The chief goes to bed because I am tired. I must go to bed. It's very creepy.
Yes, it's unsettling.
And it's all the creepy because this is a kid's show, and this is, a very unsettling thing to have to happen to one's dad.
Yes. To the dad. It's not okay. This is. Well, and I wonder if, I don't know, maybe by now, 10 years in the future, you're going to have kids who remember this episode the way that I remember, Dark Awakening, or There's No Place Like Springfield.
Oh, probably. Well, it's not as creepy as No Place Like Springfield, but it's really
nothing is as creepy as There's No Place Like Springfield.
And when your friends melt in front of you, that tends to leave a mark.
Anyway, sorry.
This is an unusually unsettling episode.
Yes.
Because, and then the chief very coldly uses more of these cell phones to infect Cade and Graham, who also become these emotionless zombies.
Yes. Also, there's a point where the rescue bots are discussing this, sulfur contamination, and one of them points out that sulfur is not harmful to them, and Blade says, just knowing it's there makes... Yes. But yes, Blade says, just knowing it's there makes me hurt a little inside. Because he's a good boy. He's best boy.
So the three of them head out with their bots. Danny and Blades are still out. And then there's a car fire, and none of them respond to the call. Because, they've got to prioritize, because the mission is the priority, and the priority is the mission.
Yes. The project is the priority.
Oh, the project. Yes, project is yes.
Heatwave wants to be on a very cool and important mission, though, so he's willing to go along with it for now. But he's concerned.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Well, he doesn't like when Cade tells him. When the chief tells him, it's like, okay.
Listen, I worked for Optimus Prime, so I'm very used to, stern but paternal authority figures. So I'm going to go along with you this time.
Yes.
If he makes, a big speech at the end of the episode, I'm done for.
That's it. He's just committed.
So there's a call about this fire. None of them are even responding to say they can't make it. So, basically, they have, Cody and Danny have to go with Blades, even though Blades and Danny are both very tired from stopping loiterers all night.
Yes. Oh, I thought they said unruly lawyers.
Oh no, unruly loiterers, which makes you wonder, how many unruly loiterers are there in this town?
Well, I think Blades comments that Chase would have really enjoyed it.
Oh, sure. That guy loves hassling loiterers.
Yes.
So they get there. This car has crashed into a building. Both of them are on fire now, and the scoop claw. Blades is not meant to fight fires. They have a whole fire truck for that.
Yes. This is why it is perhaps a bad idea to have a community in which there is only one firefighter.
Yeah.
Well, this wouldn't have been a problem if nobody had been brainwashed.
Well, I guess, but there might be other things causing your single firefighter and his single fire truck to be, otherwise occupied. Like other fires.
Wait, wasn't there, push buttons somewhere around town that would just put out fire or some weird thing?
I can't remember.
Somebody just walked up to a building and put it... Maybe it wasn't put out a fire, but it was something like that.
But Blades has his scoop claw filling it with water, but his scoop claw is feeling inadequate, he says.
Yes.
Because it's not doing the job.
And Blades wishes that his knuckles could spray water like heat waves, or no, he actually doesn't, because that would be weird.
Yes.
But eventually they do manage to put this thing out with a fire hydrant.
Yes, they open up a fire hydrant, and then Blades uses his rotors to spray it onto the building, and then he says that he pwned the fire, which I assume is something he learned last episode, where he was in a video game.
Luckily, Cody taught him not to use all those other words he learned in the video game.
Yes. One of my favorite terrible character names I saw running around World of Warcraft was Corn Pone. Spelled PWN. Look, I'm from the South. Jokes about Corn Pone are hilarious.
And meanwhile, the bots are at Blossomville just wrecking up the place.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then finally they say, okay, listen, what is going on? And their answer is to get out more cell phones, and so they work on the bots, even though they're robots, and Madeline Pinch does not know that these robots are sapient.
Yeah, that's...
wibbly wobbly. Yeah. Works on
That's
sentient life forms, I guess.
I guess because if it didn't work on them, the episode would be over right here.
Well, yes.
Yeah, kind of.
We're just going to walk you inside Chase until we figure out what's going on.
Maybe she's actually got a supplier who's secretly working for Mech, and Mech
Oh.
knows.
Yeah,
But
these are
they
mech
didn't
phones.
tell.
That makes sense.
They didn't tell her, but they were like, "Yeah, these will totally work. Make sure they give them to their quote robots too." Yeah.
Yeah, this will also
I think Mech is
override their
secretly-
programming. Hint,
Yes.
wink, wink. Why did he say wink, wink out loud? No reason. Can I talk to Clancy Brown?
Yeah, it is a little pushing it there, but okay. We're not going to question it. The show wouldn't work otherwise. The plot would not work otherwise.
So now the bots are fully under the cell phone's control, and they've dug a massive hole in Blossomvale, and they're rolling a giant boulder laced with gold out of it, or at least laced with a golden substance that is, spoilers, gold.
Oh shit, it is Oak Island.
It's clearly just veined with gold.
There's gold in them thar Vale.
Although it seems a weird way to mine gold by just rolling out boulders with seams of gold in it.
Yeah, mining does not work that way. Good night.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
At least not with gold. I imagine something, but gold tends to, pool more because it's melty. They're easier to melt. Anyway.
So the three unaffected ones get there, and they've figured out that something freaky is going on. And so, the doc is, the chief is all, okay, well, we'll explain everything. Get this, listen into this cell phone. And
Also,
Cody slaps it away.
They have made a lot of progress on this. They've got a big old quarry hole dug in the ground at this point. So they have torn up this part.
It's a huge crater.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Making a lot of progress.
Yeah, so Cody is, we're just gonna get out of here. So he gets into, he and Danny get into Blades, but unfortunately Graham has already planted a phone inside Blades, and then Danny is affected by her headset. So now they're zombies. So now it is Cody against his entire family, and it is very creepy.
Yeah.
Only Cody remains.
Well, he thinks he's still got the rest of the town, so he calls up Doc Green, and even though Doc Green, judging by his tone on this call, is obviously hypnotized, he's all, yes, meet us at the town hall.
It will be fine.
He gets to town hall.
Is
Frankie's,
wrong.
Yes, everything is fine. And at this point, he gets to City Hall. Doc Green is hypnotized. Frankie is hypnotized. The mayor's hypnotized. That John Hodgman-looking guy with the helipack is hypnotized. Everybody's hypnotized.
The mayor. They do that like multi-shot zoom in on the mayor. That's so creepy. He's just like
very
peeking
menacing
out a window. He's just it's very very menacing.
I think it would have been more menacing if he didn't have his piece on.
He was just bald.
Yeah.
And at this point, I expected, Cody to just go full on Kevin McCarthy. They're here already. You're next. and then there's like a dog with Huxley Prescott's face for some reason.
No.
And everybody's making that horrible noise.
Oh, I can't do that. It hurts.
Nobody can make that noise.
No, it's not a people
I can make
noise.
close to it, but
Got to do a Body Snatchers rewatch. I haven't seen any of those in ages. I think the last one I saw was that one from the 90s that I think has Forrest Whitaker in it.
Oh, I think I missed that one. That's one of those things that it's about time for a remake, because most of them are good, and you could do that again.
Well, remember they made a remake of it with Daniel Craig and Nicole Kidman, and it was terrible.
Maybe that's the one I missed.
They just called it The Invasion, and it's just so boring.
Yeah.
That's pretty bad when you make that boring. It should not be boring.
I mean, I guess it's it's very it's the 2000s. We can't have things be exciting or anything because that would be cheesy. So we can't even have Body Snatchers in the title.
Yeah.
It's just The Invasion.
Everything is just extremely serious.
I guess you would. Invasion of the Body Snatchers is kind of a cheesy title. You want to change it a little bit?
Well, the 90s one is just Body Snatchers.
Yeah,
I'm not
that
sure
kind of looks better, but I don't know.
You could call it Pod People.
Pod People is even cheesier. Unless you mess with the font.
Trumpy,
So
you do stupid things. Anyway, so yeah, Cody is just fleeing from the entire townspeople. He has to go into the sewers, and of course it's Frankie who spots him in a what I would call the Pennywise shot.
Yes, he's just peeking up. Except this time he is not the threat.
Please let me float down here. Let me float.
Mm-hmm. So we cut back to the Vale. They're now Blades is just pulling these boulders out to a freighter that is mysteriously out there. And there's the Heatwave has a bit of a mishap. A rock falls onto Boulder and it breaks his phone. So now he's free of the zombification and he goes to help Cody. And so he pulls a bluff where Cody is just he's at the docks and in a big crate maze, and Boulder's all, I've been dispatched to help, please go that way. Well, he's covering for Cody, but Frankie, unfortunately, despite being a zombie, retains her suspicious nature and figures out what the deal is.
She's like,
Because the two are planning to go, they go to the Vale and they're going to, free everybody from the zombification. They figured out it's the phones, but they are waiting for them.
Yes. It's the 5G. It's going to hypnotize you.
And somebody has a line here about where they says, I just don't understand how phones can hypnotize people. And thankfully, under a lesser writer, this would definitely be the setup for a joke about millennials.
Yeah, I actually, personally, in my heart, felt that this was a joke about Twitter, or possibly Facebook, depending on one's inclinations.
Thank you for not making that more explicit, Margaret Scott.
Yes, mine is definitely I definitely feel like that plot line in Runaways was a millennials thing. Because they're all teenagers.
Yes. And so
Staring
now
at their phones all the time and not paying attention to me, an adult who demands attention from people all the time. Definitely good and healthy way to interact with society.
And so now, luckily, we're almost at the end of the episode, so they realize they're also very close to the cell tower for the town.
Take out the 5G!
Is this island small enough that it only has a single cell tower?
I guess only one that's that close to everybody. So at least they could knock it out and everybody would be fine until they got into range of another tower.
Well, yeah, I guess the tower is probably enough to have coverage of the city, at least.
Yes, and I think we later do find that the phones need to have stronger signals.
Yes.
No.
So yeah, there's a race to this, and somehow Boulder gets there, despite being a bulldozer, and thus the slowest vehicle of any of these.
Oh.
I mean, he doesn't get there first, but he just, yells Leroy Jenkins and slams into this thing.
Yes, he just wrecks the nest.
You'd think that would be Blades, what with his newfound gaming knowledge.
Yes. So he knocks this thing down, and everybody awakens, and nobody remembers anything that they've done.
Yeah. Which is good, but
I mean, I guess
weirder?
that's less creepy than them all being aware of it but unable to do anything about it.
And then having to have feelings about it. The WandaVision version of that would be much more upsetting. Like, it's upsetting enough already without then having to deal with people being trapped inside of actions they cannot control.
Yes.
That is even more upsetting.
And of course, it also means that Blades doesn't know where that boat is. Which means that somebody just made off with a bunch of gold.
Uh-oh. I wonder who it could have been.
Yeah, so everybody, we're all showing up to Blossom Vale to fix this place up, and hopefully it'll be good as new.
All the townspeople are there with new trees and everything because everybody loved the park. I love a good park that everyone loves.
Yes. And then, hey, cut to a limo that indeed contains the Pinch family. And one of those cell phones is in there, and Madeline's we're going to have to recall these. Signal's not strong enough.
No!
Dun, dun, dun!
Evil.
Surprise, I'm secretly evil.
Yay, we have a new evil villain! And it's a rich lady, and not just some weird steampunk cosplayer, possibly immortal guy.
Yeah, this really seems more detestable than his, cartoonish supervillainy.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is more, personal.
I mean, it's kind of more, this is, I'm not going to say realistic because she's hypnotizing people with cell phones, but, she isn't wearing a ridiculous steampunk costume and going around in a shark marine.
No, she's...
No, but it's evil plan based upon real estate.
Yes. It's like Lex Luthor in those Gene Hackman movies.
Yeah.
Property developers are evil. I
and yes,
agree.
She is, and also she, totally gets away with it.
Yeah, because nobody remembers. I guess that, too, that would also be an inconvenient element if people remembered, because then it could be tracked to her, and then they would get rid of their one supervillain. Well, I guess the other one came
Two
back,
supervillains.
so...
And,
yeah, they do have a second.
There is indeed an episode where they team up.
Oh, no. Oh, man.
And she's going to be a recurring villain right up until almost the end of the show.
Oh.
Wow.
So
I'm all
this
for explaining to children that rich people are evil. Also 5G.
5G isn't evil, I guess. I don't have 5G, so I don't know.
When I was at work the other night, the cell tower near the building must have gone down because my signal went out, and I suggested jokingly to my coworker that it was all the interference from all the people getting vaccinated.
But yeah, this is a really good episode. It's very eerie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it doesn't have as much peril as last episode, but it's more horrific paranoia.
Oh, definitely.
Start 'em young on the good horror.
Yeah, it is definitely, like I said, I do wonder if, 10 years from now, there are going to be kids who remember it the way we remember some of the creepier episodes of our old cartoons. Like, is this okay? I'm not sure.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess in this, for people of my generation, that would be the, that one Batman two-parter with the robot people.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
So it's super creepy.
Guy named Rossum, and who's voiced by the guy from Blade Runner, also Newhart.
Yep.
Such a good, so many references. Just so many references.
And all sorts of incredibly violent robot deaths.
Yes, lots of very violent robot deaths.
In a way that you could never do with humans, like Robot Bullock gets tossed into the bat signal and electrocuted.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yes.
Like, when did robot death become perfectly fine? Because the other day I saw a thing on Twitter about, like, Osamu Tezuka complaining about American companies trying to license Astro Boy, where Robot Boy was killing other robots. It was like, oh, it's too violent. It's like, yeah, whatever, Americans, you murdered people in South Pacific or some shit, was his comment. But, like, when did killing robots become fine?
I mean, yeah.
And then, of course, there's that follow-up episode where there's that robot Batman that just has, like, a total identity crisis.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Yes.
Written by Bob Skir and Marty Eisenberg.
Oh, hey. I mean, gosh, was it with G.I. Joe? Because G.I. Joe was really where you first got... It's the earliest one I can think of that just had generic robots for the sake of killing them with the bats. Yeah. I mean, the Ninja Turtles cartoon version of the Foot Clan is a big go-to.
He-Man.
Did He-Man
He-Man had the...
Is he smashing up robots?
Hordak robots.
Oh, that's right, yes.
You would blow them up. Although that was later season. Well,
probably they were trying to license Astro Boy in, like, the 70s or something, and being...
Or the 60s or whatever. When was that? 60s?
Yeah, being big hippies
Very early,
about it.
But still.
I blame Reagan for a lot of things.
Yes.
Unjokingly for a lot of things.
Thank you for all the horrible, wonderful cartoons with violence to sell toys of our childhood, but it also ruined cartoons.
So, yes, thank you, Blue.
No, not patrons. Don't think they're patrons.
No.
Next segment.
But yeah,
soon.
So yeah, great episode. Thank you, Margaret Scott. Great episode.
Yeah.
Yes. There you go.
And so I believe that now brings us to David's Tokusatsu Corner.
Yes, this week on Gosei Sentai, Die Ranger, Break Through the Wind. Wait, what? Breaking wind? Anyway, at the end of the last episode, the Pink Ranger had a daydream and was teleported to ancient China, not ancient China, although it looked like ancient China because it's just a desert with a big Buddha statue in the background and some standing stones. And apparently, you can get to China in a Jeep because the other Rangers are just in a Jeep driving through the desert to find her. Like, no mention of a plane trip or a boat ride. We're just in China driving a Jeep.
They did a really sick jump over the China Sea.
Yeah.
Yes.
Japanese. What was that sea? Anyway,
like in the Transformers G1 stuff, where they would just drive to Africa from Oregon.
Anyway, the Pink Ranger's wandering the desert, finds a rock quarry, gets into a fight with the purple lipstick monster of the week who's still here. There's some of that. She sees film negative versions of the Thunder Zords that have yet to show up.
Spoilers.
She gets into a cave, which, hey, has been used in lots of other Sentai. It's very familiar, and I have no idea where it is. It's just one of those, hey, I know that place from other episodes of other series. And inside, the Dragon Zord is taking a nap with his balls. The five, what is it? Lili balls that they're looking for to increase their chi power, because it's hard for them to keep the giant Dragon Zord robot under control without his balls. Anyway, the villains show up and cause an earthquake or something. The other Rangers get there, so they somehow get knocked out of the underground where the balls are, and it caves in, and then they have to have a fight outside. And it's the Pink Ranger versus the monster again, but the Pink Ranger really wants those balls, so she, thanks to the power of a light breeze reminding her, oh wait, I have wind powers, she blows away the demonic chorus that was singing again and causing everyone headaches, and then the wind also hits the cave in and it blows rocks out. Oh, and then the balls come flying out and they get their Zords.
Nice.
Which come with a long sequence showing off the Zords. Here's this Ranger summoning his, here's that Ranger, yay, here's all the robots just moving along in their little limited animation, because the Dragon Zord is the only one that really does anything. Then bobs his head, although, well, the Phoenix Bird one does flap its wings, but that's not as impressive as the Dragon Zord's undulating, which is cool. Anyway, the Rangers get their balls, they get their Zords, and then they use their powers, which are just upped versions of their own. Oh, the one, Kieran, controls gravity, and then the big lion controls illusions and summons a giant version of one of the three leader baddies, who slaps the lipstick monster, who's now giant again, of course, because giant monster in episode. Not every episode, but we're getting more of that. And then the illusion of the main bad guy just sort of smacks his butt and says, "Kiss my ass." Cut to a reaction shot of the three bad guys lined up watching this happen, and then the bad guy whose illusion just taunted their giant monster just turns to the other guys and points at himself and is like, "What's going on?" He's just confused. It's a weird shot, but I liked it. Anyway, they got their four heavenly beasts. They formed together to a giant chariot for the red Dragon Zord to ride on and kick the monster's ass. End of the episode. So this one's more of a standard episode in a weird way, although they're in China for all of it, which is bizarre. They drove a Jeep there. I find that weird.
As you do.
It just
took a ferry.
First shot of them in a Jeep. I don't know.
Maybe they rented the Jeep. Maybe they flew there and they rented the Jeep.
Could be. It's just the way that, like, the Pink Ranger just booped out at the end of the last episode and booped into China. It feels like it's right after that and they're already there in a Jeep. Anyway, fun episode. Lots of running and fighting.
Yay! Any red dragon, though?
Oh yeah, the red dragon was flying. Well, first he was taking a nap in the cave, and then he was fighting the lipstick monster at the end.
Okay, good. That's what's important.
We haven't had the combined Zord yet. That's probably next episode. But this is episode 6, and we finally got all the Zords. That's pretty good.
You gotta build up slow.
I like the slow building up of things. It annoys me when, we got all the Zords in the first episode. It's like, that feels too easy. You're rushing the plot. You can drag it out and make the characters more interesting and break the formula like this show has been doing.
Yes.
All right, so I believe that now brings us to the end. That is it for us for this week. We'll be back next week with more Rescue Bots. Until then, you can find us all over the internet. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, and we have a Patreon.
Yes, we are hosted on iaconunderground.net, where also you can find where David and I have been back to doing the news podcast every couple weeks, where we just talk about...
Not our regular schedule yet, but...
We're working on it. We are working on the schedule.
More than monthly.
Yes. But we are on patreon.com/iaconunderground for our monthly specials for as little as $1 a month. You can listen in on our monthly specials where we do fun stuff. We pick something for the month. Sometimes it's a new movie when there's new movies, when there's not, or when new movies are expensive and or inaccessible. We do interesting cartoon stuff. We do random episodes of old 80s stuff. We do random episodes of newer stuff. We do things that are adjacent to whatever the big talked about thing is. For May, we have not sorted out what we're doing yet. Oh man, I guess the Loki show comes out in June.
Yes.
We should do that, that animated movie they did with like Thor and Loki are teenagers.
Oh yeah.
Tales of Asgard.
Yeah, I've never seen that one. Is it on Disney or whatever?
It's probably on Disney Plus.
If you really want to hear me have a nice big rant about Marvel Odin stories in which he loses his eye doing something other than sacrificing it for knowledge at Mimir's well. So maybe we don't want to do that. We will come up with something.
All right. So until next time, when we find ourselves watching a delightfully Huxley Prescott heavy episode.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it.
It's Prescott's Bots.
Oh yeah.
Gets his own robots?
The rescue bots get recruited into Huxley Prescott's reality show.
Oh no.
Oh man. I'm looking forward to this.
So until then, I'm Rob.
I'm Jen.
I don't want to get press ganged into a robot army. I'm David.